Hey guys, Churchy here. So I recently uploaded a video talking about Path of Exile and the Settlers of Kalguur League and just my thoughts about it so far and what I'd been up to and stuff, and a bit about the league mechanics and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to make another video, share a few more thoughts. I've been playing the game a lot. It's really sunk its hooks into me this time. This league's been really fun and the core game's in a great state. And I've just been sinking hours into it, man. Yeah, been playing a lot. And I feel like I'm kind of pushing further than I ever have before in Path of Exile, which is feeling really good. And there's a bunch of reasons why that is, which I sort of want to talk a bit about in this video. So yeah, let's get into it. You'll probably see me looking over at my list as well during this, and I'll cut to different bits of footage and stuff as well. But anyway, one of the big things is the higher life rolls on gear, endurance charges, and then the newer higher tier of item bases. I talked a little bit about the life rolls in the other video, but yeah, that combination has really made it feel a lot easier to get tanky. Basically, the endurance charge has been changed to be like an actual reduction in elemental damage. I think before it was just gave you resistance, so the actual reduction will stack with like the resistances you've already got, so it's pretty fantastic. So stacking a bunch of endurance charges obviously makes you a bunch tankier, because it's physical and elemental damage reduction. The higher life rolls on the gear, just throughout playing the game, like every stage of the game, this has just been amazing, because it just, like, you can find gear with just the life roll is so much higher that it just changes how you're kind of progressing, because you're not kind of stuck waiting for the next high life roll with all the other bits you need. It's kind of like it just feels a lot easier to get like a much bigger HP pool, so that's pretty fantastic. The other part of that is the new item bases. I will show some of my gear and stuff in a little bit, but yeah, just some of the item bases and stuff. There's like new tiers, and they like can roll pretty cool stuff. So like you've got like, you know, some really big rolls on different gear, and some of that can make it like a lot easier to find like big armor and you know, big rolls. I mean, yeah, and then that again makes it easier to get tankier, because you can get like higher armor or higher evasion rating, whatever you're doing, or higher energy shield, and all of that again combines with the endurance charges, combines with the life rolls, and just makes it so that you can be way tankier than you kind of could before. Or well, it's easier to get to a super tanky point, I feel like, which has just been fantastic. And then that kind of works well in combination with like all the melee skill buffs, because you can actually play a melee build now. I mean, you could before, but yeah, it's much easier to like make a powerful melee character, I feel like. So the other part of this league has just been that, like, I feel like I've been the luckiest I ever have been before. I'm constantly finding like gear that's really nice, and different upgrades and stuff, and just various bits that are like really kind of quite valuable, and I can either trade them or hold on to them, all that sort of thing. So I will show you a little bit of the stuff that's going on with my character and like my gear. So this is like, I found this, just the base, and I crafted this. Like you know, I got the physical roll and the attack speed roll and the lightning roll, and then I've obviously added the other thing. Again, there's plenty of upgrading that I can still do to the character, which feels great, because like I'm already really quite powerful. The gloves I actually found, I think I'm still wearing the same ones that I found when I was filming footage for the last video, and so that's pretty funny. Again, these are kind of all right. I probably will end up upgrading these. I think it's these, the boots and the shield, that will be my next kind of like looking for an upgrade thing. The boots I think I got from a shipment from the, like, it might have been from the Kalguur port, or one of them, I don't know. But basically it was I put a bunch of value in the shipment, and then this was one of the good turnouts, although I will again probably try and upgrade this to something with more life and stuff. But then that's the great thing too, like between the shipments and my luck, and then my luck with some of the shipments, I've just been getting constant upgrades. The belt I found somewhere, don't know, but it's like, it was just a super nice roll. It's got like the fire res, the chaos res, big life roll. You know, the shield. Again, I'll probably try and upgrade this eventually, but I really am enjoying the spell damage block. I've been following Scissorin's build, his lacerate build, but I have I've mixed up a few of the nodes. Like I've kind of like mixed up things as I kind of wanted to a little bit. It's basically the same. It's pretty much exactly the same, minus a few little things that I've taken differently. But again, it's kind of just adapting to the other things and bits and bobs that I've found anyway. Yeah, the three, these rings are kind of nuts. I found these. So this is just crazy because it's given me like 51 chaos res. Before it was giving me more because I had another chaos roll instead of the attack speed, because I put like cold res and chaos res, I think it was. And then on this ring, this is just another one that I found. This was a veiled mod one. The 20 increased damage was from a veiled mod. And then, yeah, combining those is just kind of nuts. The helmet, that, and this amulet I bought. So the helmet I bought pretty early. Quite enjoying that. I think that was like 20 chaos. Traded for that. And this I bought for 10 chaos, and then I did the craft and then did the anointment. And I feel like I've had some currency to do that sort of thing. I'll talk about the currency exchange soon after I finish kind of rambling about my gear and just the fun I'm having with all the cool gear I've been finding. But yeah, this again, like eventually later I'll probably like, if I get heaps of currency and stuff, I'll probably like do some more upgrading and stuff. But like for my purposes for now, like this is insane. And then the helmet I've talked about. The armor, this didn't have the 6 linked sockets. I bought this for like 10 chaos, I think, the base, with the, the rolls you can see on it there. And then I think I upgraded the quality, and then the rolls I actually, for the first time ever, and this is what I mean about my luck this league. And generally I'm like a fairly casual player, but my luck this league, like for the first time ever, I rolled the 6 linked item. And I think a couple of times in the past I've spent like, not a huge, like I've spent like half of, I think there's a recipe that you can do anyway that's like 1,500 orb of fusing to get guaranteed 6 link, I believe it is. But in the past I've spent like, 700, 800 fusings on different items. And I've only done that once or twice, because then usually I just end up buying a cheap 6 link that's already linked. Like I usually just trade for it. But yeah, I've been trying to do a bunch more stuff myself this league, kind of in that regard, which I've kind of drifted towards more and more as I've been playing throughout the leagues. But I usually still end up like trading for various things. But as you can see, I'm in a bit of a mix right now, which has been great, because it's felt quite balanced in terms of like me finding cool things and me rolling cool things. But yes, I was really happy when I actually rolled a 6 link thing, and I think I only spent like maybe like 300 fusings, I think it probably, because I did a little bit and then I did a little bit more later and actually got it. So that was fantastic. But yeah, so then that's basically my gear at the moment. Pretty nice. And I got just my flasks going at the moment. Again, just kind of following loosely like what the guide sort of said, trying to get some similar rolls and stuff. Yeah, so that's been really chill. And then also, like, I found some pretty nice, just like random items and stuff that seem quite valuable, because they got like some nice rolls on stuff. Again, that's like another quite powerful one. There's like, yeah, just various cool things that I found that have a little bit of value based on using Awakened PoE trade to kind of look at stuff. I'll just kind of cycle through these quickly. Boo. And then, yeah, you've got like an Enlightened support that I found, which was really cool, because I've never found any of those like higher different gems, so that's really cool. And then this guy, I really like this. This actually is one of my favorite things I found, I think, just because that's tasty. Like, I like that. But yeah, so that's kind of some of my gear and stuff. Oh yeah, and one other fun little bit was just for the hell of it, I decided to just collect a stash tab of tinctures. They're all shit, but yeah, it was just it was just like a fun little like, oh, I wonder if I can fill up it. Yeah, and I did. I finished that yesterday, I think. I don't know if I'll keep it, but whatever. Just a bit of silliness. But yeah, the currency exchange, I'll probably overlay some footage of this too, but that's another thing that just made it feel really smooth to do a couple of little upgrades, because you can just like come here and like you can be like, oh, well, in the case of what I did, I was like, I need a golden oil, but I had a divine orb that I didn't need, and then I basically, was like, all right, I'm gonna need some chaos orbs, and I have a divine orb, and then I traded for like a bunch of chaos. I think it was like 159 or whatever. And then I was like, all right, now I want an oil. I want a golden oil. And you have to like pay a bit of gold, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then I was like, all right, and now I have some chaos orbs. So then it was like, yeah, the price was a little bit, I think it was like 130 when I got it. But so it's like fluctuating. Obviously the market fluctuates and stuff. But yeah, it was really, really convenient. And it just made like the process of just upgrading this super easy. And it's great too, because there's a couple of times where I've just like had random scarabs or random whatever items that I want to trade, and then it's just been like a case of like, oh yeah, I can actually like, do a listing of this and just quickly get like 20 chaos or something, or whatever it ends up being, whatever I'm trading. But that's been incredibly useful. Just being like, oh yep, trade a few of these, a few of whatever. Very, very, very handy. And then the one thing I did want to mention as well is just that the gold costs. No, I haven't too much experienced this, but I can see how like some of the gold costs might get a little bit harder to manage, because I think on some big orders it can get pretty hefty. Like I think there was something I wanted to order at some point, and it was going to be like 17,000 gold or something, which is like a decent chunk. And then that kind of comes in conjunction with the fact that like when you're managing the town, I'll talk a little bit about the league mechanic now as well. Basically, because you've got like all your worker wages and stuff, you kind of have to make sure that you're paying those. And then as you kind of get further in, the upgrades for different stations and stuff, I still haven't really finished. Like some of this will probably, it's easily doable. It's just you have to like grind a lot of gold and stuff. And then, yeah, to fully upgrade everything, like it gets more expensive. And then you're like, also, if you're doing lots of trading, you're managing your gold costs, like trading stuff. And then you can also end up in a bit of a situation where you're paying lots of wages. You're kind of like trying to upgrade the town, but you keep just spending all your wages on upkeep and trades and stuff. In my case, it's mostly upkeep. But then also one thing I did realize, which to be honest is probably like half my issue. I didn't actually know, but so this guy here, right, over on the right, Amanda, she's got mining 5 and farming 5, right? I didn't realize that it charges you for both, regardless of what thing they're doing, or at least it seems to. That's what it felt like. So I had a couple of guys on here, like this, that were like a couple of high ranks in multiple things, and I had them. And mapping people are super expensive. And I'm pretty sure at one point I had this guy, see how his wage is like 816 an hour? It's insane. And I just had him mining. So in my mind, I was like, oh, he'll be charging me for like a level 3 miner. But in reality, I was getting charged that. Like if I assign him, watch my wage go up. Oh, wait, that went. Because he's not, they've got none to mine. Never mind, I can't. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I'd have to do a smelter. I can maybe show you with this guy a bit, but... Say I was like, yeah, so this is probably a good example. He's only 178 because he's not a mapper, because for some reason the mappers are really expensive. But yeah, boom, you can see it like straight away goes up a bunch. But yes, because I didn't notice that they were like just charging based on like multiple disciplines, even if they're just doing the one thing, obviously. There was a few things like that where I had people that were like worth a heap, particularly that one. So I was getting like my wages costs were getting insane. The mapping stuff, I kind of taken a little bit of a step back from that, because I was just running like rank 1, like level tier 1 maps, with like, I think I was just literally, it was just magic ones. Like I was just going like, I'll get a few of these hear the dogs barking at something. I was basically just like, all right, yeah, I'll just get a few of the like tier 1 maps, and then I was literally just orb of transmutation, make them magic, and then I would send the guys in. I think I had like some rank 5s and stuff, and they would do a few of them, but then they also tended to just like fail after a few, or like half do some, and then eventually they both just died off. And I was like, look, I'm going to come back to this later. I'm going to wait probably till I've like upgraded everything, and then I'll basically, sorry about the dog, I think she might be getting some food or something, so she's like all excited. Hopefully it's not too much of a disturbance, but basically yeah, I've kind of taken a step back from the map stuff for now, because it just doesn't really feel quite worth it yet for me. I'd rather like focus on upgrading everything else and finishing all that off, and then we'll see, because I think you can get some pretty good rewards from it eventually, but their wages are just insane, so it's not necessarily worth it. But yeah, so that's a bit about the league mechanic and sort of what I've been up to with that. Really loving the currency exchange. I didn't really talk about it much in my other video, but yeah, the currency exchange has just been incredible. Really enjoying it. The fact that it has made life so much easier in some regards. Yeah, so that's great. And the other things that I want to talk about is that, yeah, in general, like, yeah, I've pushed further than I ever have before in this game, which feels great. Like, I'm level 93. I think the highest before this was like 91 or 92 is the highest I've got. But also the other part of that is that, like, I actually feel tanky enough that I can keep leveling and I can keep pushing forward. One of the things that tends to happen, and it still even happens to this character, is you hit a point in this game where random shit just starts one-shotting you. Some of it's to do with, like, you've got to, like, make sure you manage your like map mods and stuff, and like sometimes things have like really nasty modifiers and stuff that like give them heaps of extra damage, and like that critical hit one's, you know, a decent example. If that had like a you know, monsters have 100% increased cold damage or something, and that you can get some really nasty combos. And then there's obviously like reflect combos that can reflect elemental or physical or whatever, so you got to make sure that you're avoiding the ones that are going to kill you, because generally if you've got one of those and you try and do it, you'll just like instantly kill yourself. But yeah, basically there's like various mods and things that can combine, and different league mechanics and different things that can every now and then stack up, and just you'll fight something and it will just be either insanely scaled up or like so powerful with its hits that it just like one-shots you, or there'll be like some burst that it does, or some spell or something that will just kill you. Really, one that used to be really bad was the corpse explosion, but they've actually changed the graphic on that and everything and made like that's much more obvious now, which is fantastic, because that one used to be pretty annoying. But yeah, there's just still like eventually certain things get scaled so insanely that you'll just get one shot potentially by things, and you won't necessarily know what it really was that got you, or if it's just that everything's so scaled up and crazy because of whatever league thing you're doing or whatever. For me, one good example of that from this league was I was mining some Verisium, and what I'd done before was like a wildwood. I did one of the wildwood things which had scaled up the area, and not just the Verisium but the whole area, because the wildwood is like a mechanic from one of the other leagues. I can't remember what the league that was called. Was it Affliction or something? But anyway, that league, basically you'd go in these areas and you would like gather up all these like different wispy things that would either like add more item quantity or item rarity or whatever to the monsters and boss in the area, in the map, and then then they'd be buffed and be stronger. I did it. I've only done one, but it seemed to just scale everything kind of insanely. And then yeah, it was just it suddenly became like a super dangerous map, super rippy, and I died. I think I might have even died twice on there. Maybe once, but actually it might have been once, and I was just running like a chicken from everything, because I was like, there's no way. And then, yeah, another time I was doing, like a Verisium patch, just on like, and like it was on a T16, but this character I've just been, which again is like another aspect of being like, actually being able to get tanky easily and stuff, and get some damage behind me. I've been running like T16s pretty much no worries. I've just been, which is why as well, I've been able to farm up some XP and stuff, because I'm just like, I can just run them. Like I can, as long as I'm aware of some of the mods, but even some of the nastier mods, I've been able to just kind of do it. But yes, there was like this Verusian patch, and then there was some like crawler enemy, and I died and then saw the thing like appear, and it's just, there's some things that really get you. And in the past, I've found that quite frustrating. It's still frustrating. It's one of the things in this game that I think is a little harsh sometimes, just because there are so many things that will one-shot you. Obviously, I'm like pretty newbie and pretty casual in some senses. But yeah, I don't know. It feels good, this league, that I can actually keep pushing, and I'm tanky enough that generally I won't be dying as much. But then it's kind of insane. Like, I feel like the fact that there are still things that just one-shot you. But like I said, that's honestly, it's just part of the game, and you kind of just accept it at some point. Yeah. Also, I feel like I'll probably just, push to at least level 95. Like, I feel like I can at least get to that, and then I'll kind of see how I'm feeling, see what other bits of gear I upgrade and stuff, and see how it's all going. Because I'm by no means, like, super dupered out. I'm just kind of, like, I'd say, in terms of, like, what the builds and stuff seem to look like, I think I'm, like, mid-game or something, which is insane, because, but having a blast. As far as, like, content and pushing some of the content, I'm already further than I ever have been, because I've killed the Searing Exarch and I've killed the Eater of Worlds now, and this time around it was a breeze. Like, it was really easy. I died once on Searing Exarch because I was an idiot and like flame dashed into a bunch of the balls at once, and then the Eater of Worlds, I didn't even die at all. And these aren't the Uber bosses, like I'm probably too newbie for that anyway, but it's cool seeing the progress of, like, on another character that I did, I struggled a lot more with it. Admittedly, that was like a crappy character a build that I did myself and stuff, and I was learning a lot of things, and I still am, which is great. But yeah, this time around it's just been like way more breezy. And also I think that's partly because of like the changes to like the life endurance charges, higher tiers of armor, melee buffs. There's just a lot of things working in my favor this league, which has made it, and all my luck and everything, it's just made it like way easier to get stronger. And I've been playing a lot as well, I guess, so that's probably part of it. But yeah, now I'm sort of like pushing towards maybe fighting the Maven, which I've never done. Probably try and do the Elder and that, maybe the Shaper or whatever. I think it's, Maven, Elder, and then I'll basically just figure out more stuff and try and do more things. I've decorated my hideout a little bit, because this is another fun thing that I'm probably like, I probably will play around with this a little bit more. Like, I'll probably make some like cool area in all of this, but I put like a little altar here, put a dead tree there, a few random trees here. Most of this is just, I was testing like different trees, because I want to make some cool, like, I want to make it a really cool area. But this was just me like placing a bunch of different trees and stuff and seeing what they look like. And then there's like different shrubs that you can kind of see in a line, and like different flowery things. But all as a means to basically like eventually deck this place out and make it look pretty cool. It's just like a bare bit, because I haven't done anything over there yet. But no, it's just another random fun little element that I've kind of had a little bit of fun mucking around with. And I'm kind of in the back of my brain, I'm like, I want to go back to that eventually and just kind of like play around and make a really cool hideout. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, overall, I'm just having a blast. Like, I have not had this much fun with the game ever. So this is like my favorite game, favorite league, favorite time playing this game, and it is one of my favorite games. But I don't know. It's just everything about it has been really good. Like the league mechanic, even with its kind of like the gold syncy, like most of it's really fun. Like, and the shipments and all the item upgrades and stuff that I've got along the way from the shipments, that's just been amazing. And so yeah, the league stuff's great. The core mechanics have felt just really satisfying as well right now, which again, I think, like I've mentioned a few times now, all of the buffs and everything, just, it's been great. I've sunk heaps of hours into the game, and Path of Exile just has me absolutely hooked right now. But that's it for this video. Got a bit rambly at the end, but thank you for watching. Have a good day or night, whichever it may be, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Time to play some PoE.